Fighting Talk back again. I'm delighted to be joined by Alfie Davis ahead of his bout against Tim Wilde at Bellator 281 this Friday. Alfie, it's been a fight a long time in the making, and I know this camp's been longer than the sort of most, and you've a match back in 2020 pre-COVID. How's this camp been for you though, heading into this?
This camp's been great, actually. Everything seemed to have gone to plan this camp. So yeah, I'm excited to get in there and go and perform.
As I mentioned there, of course, you and Tim have been matched before, and this fight, I think it was 10, 12 weeks ago it got made. Plenty of time to study your opponent. Or are you one of these guys who doesn't necessarily study your opponent and use a camp to more work on what you can take into a fight as opposed to working on a specific opponent?
A bit of both. To be fair, I've studied Tim quite a bit. I've watched him since I signed to Bellator, really, and he was on the UK circuit. So there's always talks of us maybe fighting. So yeah, I know his style. I know what he's about, and yeah, I've studied his tendencies quite a bit. So yeah, I'm pretty confident going in there what to expect from him.
On that, then, obviously, without giving too much away, what are you sort of expecting from Tim Wilde come Friday night?
I think the game plan's it's not a secret, really. I think he's probably got the same game plan as me. He's going to want to try to come forwards and occupy the space, I think. Although he's a karate fighter, he likes to bounce on. He does get involved a bit. So I think this is why this fight could be set to be like a bit of a brawl, because we both have to stand there and have a tear up, really. So I think that's his game plan. He'll be, because his last fight he did quite well coming forwards and kicking the legs. So I believe that's what he would have come up with, especially if I watched myself and I made a plan for myself. That's what I'd be wanting to do. But I think I've got a few tricks up my sleeve that I think he's not going to be expecting. And also, I think in a brawl, he comes out worse. I've called him Chin Wild for a reason. Once he gets clipped on that chin, he's going down. I can stay in there and I can have it. So we're gonna see come Friday what who's gonna get out of the centre of the cage better off, and I suspect it's going to be the Axeman.
Yeah, I think it's definitely both very fan-friendly styles, and the fans are in for a hell of a treat come Friday. On that though, we're back in London for you, back in front of a home crowd. How nice is it going to be to return and have your friends and family there?
Yeah, great. I mean, it's great. I get to at the minute in the hotel after I've waited. I'm going to go home. I get to sleep in my own bed, wake up, and then obviously all my family's. I thought my last two fights have been abroad. Just don't get me wrong, it's good to travel. But at the same time, it's nothing like having a home crowd advantage, them cheering you on, shouting out your name, and getting to go out and party with all your friends after as well. It's always a plus.
It's not only home crowd, but of course, home gym there as well. At London Shoot Fighters, there's a few guys on the card, of course, MVP in that headline spot. How nice is it for you to have training partners training for the same show when training camp is getting hard, when the physical and mental side of things are starting to get tough as the weeks are going on? How nice is it to have guys there in and around you who are experiencing the same thing at the same time?
Yeah, it's good. When you go for a camp with someone, your connection with them grows because you're both going through the same hardship. It's good to know that someone else is going through what you're going through. So, and then the vibe of the gym it just buzzes as well, because especially now Paige has got the title shot. I think that the idea of a hotbed that people speak about is definitely true. When you see a teammate achieve something, it definitely inspires you, and it definitely makes you work harder. So I think London Shoot is definitely a hotbed at the minute, with some talent coming through, and definitely with Michael getting the title on Friday. I think it really spurs me on to go get a title.
There was something you spoke about when you'd done your article with the Kilburn Times, and you'd on about the mental side of camp as well. And that's something I don't think a lot of fans really appreciate. That yes, the physical side, when you've got rounds every week for 10, 12 weeks, of course, that's going to take its toll on your body. But I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit more about that mental side of camp and some of the mental struggles athletes go through in order to get a fight night.
Yeah, I think the mental struggles are real. I think it's convincing yourself because your mind can play tricks on you. Your mind builds up everything as this big bad monster. So as long as you can get hold of that, which it sounds easy, but not a lot of people can do. So, throughout your camp, like any little thing can flare that voice in your head off. So I think that's a big part of the battle, is being able to control yourself mentally, and that psychological element that needs work on. I think not many people do work on it. And I mean, if you look at all other sports, if you look at professional golf, professional football, all of these athletes will have sports psychologists along the side of them. Whereas MMA is a bit of a meathead sport, so everyone's like, yeah, no, I don't need that. So I mean, I try to work on my psychology quite a bit. And then also just in terms of camp, when you're losing weight, that can play on it. Having to, it depends if you've got a source of income during camp, that can play on it, because you're debating whether you should be working or whether you should be training. There's a variety of factors that can make the camp unenjoyable mentally. But I've been doing this a long time now. I think I've had over 20 fights, so hopefully I've got this down to a T, and you'll see come Friday night.
Especially with this camp, I mean, one look on your social media, whether it's you singing your songs in your car, coming to and from training, or surrounded with your family, of course, you and your partner expecting your second child. Congratulations on that there as well. Thanks. How nice is that, them external elements, to have so much positivity around you when times during camp maybe are getting a little bit difficult?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I'm always a positive person. I've always been told that I'm one of these people that just wake up and I'm just there. Even in the gym, everyone's like, I'm always so happy. I think I get from my mum, to be honest. She's a happy person. So, but in terms of having your family around, and then obviously, me expecting. I mean, my life at the minute is just a bit of I'm on cloud nine. Everything's just going my way. It's been these years where it's just everything. I'm a lucky man, to say the least. So that definitely helps turning up and being ready to making the hardship of the grueling training sessions easier, because that positive mindset helps me to get through. And it's real good at the minute.
I mean, since you've signed with Bellator, you've obviously become a massive fan favourite, but you on an incredible 4-fight winning streak. Last time out, obviously didn't go your way. How important is it for you to bounce back now with a big, impressive performance against him and get yourself right back up towards them rankings?
Yeah, I think this is a career-changing fight for me. I was ranked in the top 10, and then fell out to respect to Shabili. I think he'll go on to fight for the title. Very very good fighter, but also I believe something went wrong in the fight. Again, we're talking about sports psychology. That fight, I wasn't there mentally, and I don't think he was necessarily the better man on the night. I think I could definitely hang with him, and the fact that he's going to be going for the title pretty soon, I think he's got one more fight, and then they'll put him in there. I think it sort of shows my level. So I'm hoping I'll win this fight, and then from there I'll get propelled back up into the top end of the division, and then I want to get the title.
How active are you looking to be then this year? I mean, Bellator, we've got a lot of American shows, of course. You've got the Dublin show in September. We've seen Bellator return to London as well towards the end of the year previously. How active would you like to be? A dream year for you is how many more fights after Friday?
Yeah, I want to be active, man. I don't see why I shouldn't be fighting every month if I could. It's unfortunate that I didn't get to fight last November. But I mean, I want to fight 3, 4, 5 fights a year. I mean, there's nothing stopping me unless I get a bad injury. I'll happily jump in there, fight. I do this every day. It's not like it's any different. I'll get us. So I want to be active. I need to get them P's up as well. So that'll be good. I want to become like, you'd have to call me Money Alfie soon if I get them 5 fights a year. Yeah. So.
Finally, then, last two, then, please, Alfie. What can fans expect from Alfie Davis' performance on Friday night?
You can expect me to come in and have a tear up. This one's going to be a proper tear up. I'm going to come forwards at him, and I'm going to put it on him. So if you can hang with me, then it's going to be a good fight. But I suspect that he's not going to be hanging with me, and I'm going to get him out there either by the first or I think mid-second. But I'm just going to be raining it on him.
Perfect. Just one last thing that I wanted to touch on, because I love seeing it when athletes are doing things like this, and I think it deserves all the credit and sort of all the publicity you can get. The work you're doing with Reorg at the minute. Can you tell us a little bit about that, what you're doing, a bit about the charity and why ultimately you chose to do it as well, please?
Yeah, so I've known the guys from Reorg for a while. I used to work at a gym in Richmond, and that was their hub spot. And I got to saw firsthand what they were doing. It's great, you know. Like some of our veterans coming in doing jiu-jitsu, amputees. It was just really inspiring to watch. So I always wanted to work with them and try and help them out when I could. Now I've got this platform. I feel that I can. So I'm really trying to get some donations towards them. And then yeah, so if you can, guys, go to their page. It's if you just at Reorg, you can see what they're doing. I have a donation link in my Instagram bio. We're trying to get as much money awareness towards them just to help them build and help our war veterans. So yeah.
Perfect. Alfie, thank you very much for your time and all the best for Friday.
Wicked. Cheers, buddy. Thank you.
Cheers. Ciao.